what's not incredible, and I wanna specifically talk about this. What's not incredible is the reaction that a lot of sort of people had in the comment section, of various English-speaking, I guess, mainstream media, you could say. Greatest April Fools of the decade. It's not even April. U.S. is among dozens who are not there, who have not joined the court, and yet Bush and Blair aren't indicted for the Iraq War. United States and Russia signed Rome Statute, not ratified. An insult to imagine an arrest warrant for Putin. Like, a lot of people, and this is this is the Guardian, right? The Sun. It's hard to say whether stupidity or hypocrisy weighs heavier in balance here. The nomination goes to the right actors. They should prosecute Tony Blair to show Putin they're serious. The equivalent of giving Hitler a bad review on TripAdvisor. Like, a lot of people either making jokes or they straight up pointing fingers to other countries, which I don't know, because obviously we know that psyops by Russia is done all the time, especially on those, like, in those comment section, to influence the opinion of Europeans and Western people in general, and Americans, everybody who speaks, UK people, obviously, Brits, everyone who speaks English, things like that. What are they going to do? Knock on his door with a warrant? Nobody's arresting Putin. I'm afraid the problem is the United States doesn't even seem to recognize it. Still waiting for the one for Tony Blair, blah, blah, blah. It's the same shit, right? The only one I think I found particularly alright was the Independent comment section. But even now, apparently, it's been either overtaken by some trolls. Breaking news: Putin has also issued a warrant for Biden for war crimes. Or like, yeah, I think he's really worried, laughing face, whatever. What's the top comment? Because oh, okay, that was top comments. Because when I checked it, maybe Russia must issue an arrest warrant for the International Criminal Court. Funny enough, this is this is not funny, because they're like trying to mock the International Criminal Court, but this is actually, like, inside Russia, Bastrikin, whatever the cunt, another fucking cunt who, if you don't know, whatever, actually opened some sort of investigation on those in International Criminal Court. Can we issue an arrest warrant for Bush and Blair while we're at it? The Americans and Brits still think they can play American police officer role in the world. So funny. Like, do you see what's happening here? It's like absolute erosion. And I don't know, again, like, it's so hard right now to get a grasp, because I'm not living I'm not in UK, I'm not like in the United States, wherever. Otherwise I would be going onto streets and just asking people their opinions, right? Probably. But the fact of the matter is that, like, once you are online, you can be anything. Like, it could be literally like Russian bots, or not bots, but like paid cunts who are just typing this shit to spread mistrust with the governments of United States, UK, Europe, whatever. And that works. That's like the worst thing, that propaganda works. It's so unfortunate, and it's so, like, heartbreaking to me in a way, because I see it around me, like I said, with my own parents, with older generation, various people, like friends, acquaintances of, like, my father or whatever, or even like my best friend's father's friend, whatever, right? Like propaganda works. And so when you as a person go online basically, and maybe you were like not particularly happy with your own government, as you should be, like, you should be critical of your own government. It's a good fucking stance. It's a good initial sort of point. But when you then see, like, how people are mocking your own government, even though this is a legit fucking great thing that it is issued, International Criminal Court issued obviously warrant against Putin. It's a great thing, and it's a really important thing. It's a really important step. Like those jokes, this is not a place for joking about this, and it's not a place to undermine those things, because those things are serious. Those are fucking war crimes, and people are treating it as if it is like a video game, like I'm saying, like as if it doesn't have any consequences. Those things are issued for a reason. It's not because, oh, he's a bad guy. No, it's because, and that's what I'm saying, like it's kind of interesting that apparently they don't issue those kind of warrants for, like, not in this case anyway, for actual war crime, like starting the fucking war, committing genocide against Ukrainians, because this is what it is. It's a genocidal war against Ukraine, because they literally say it, that they want to destroy or subdue Ukrainian people and encompass them into this like bigger, again, like I'm saying, ex-USSR point to volume 2.0 or volume 2, whatever, right? Maybe they went this route, and that it would be so interesting actually, like if somebody asks like why they went this route, maybe they went this particular route because Russia actually admitted to those crimes themselves on camera, publicly boasted about it without thinking with their brain dead fucking heads. But if you have a brain dead head, how can you fucking think? Your brain is dead. Maybe that's because like this was basically like a seal shut case already, and you didn't need to prove like some, you know, genocidal intent or whatever the fuck, right? Maybe, I don't know. I hope that's the reason, and once serve Putin in Hague, they would actually have more things, you know, not just this deportation of children, but more on top of that. I hope that is the case, but it's so like for me as as a person who is right now, who has to, unfortunately, by the nature of where my parents gave birth to me, and that my parents were dumb enough to not sort of help their child to escape this shithole, because they actually like this country for some fucking reason. I'm talking about Belarus, right? I have to live here, and I have to experience a lot of these atrocities around me that are happening to people left and right who speak against the regime, and yet people are mocking the very few good things in this world that I look up to, like those international organizations that are above just one country, that can actually come and say like, oh, like this, what you've done here in your country, this is fucking shit, and we are issuing, well, not in your country in this case, in another country, but this is shit. Like basically like seeing that there are some adults in this world that still exist, and yet, like I'm saying, comment sections are just mocking those people, which, like, it breaks my heart. I'm not gonna lie, it breaks my heart to see this full erosion of trust. Even to, like, I understand you don't trust your own government, okay, maybe you don't trust big corporations, okay, but you need to have some semblance of trust to certain organizations anyway. Yeah, that's my two thoughts, 2 cents really about this, and yeah, um, like I said, it's great news. It's an amazing first step. I'm really fucking happy it happened. I know obviously it's gonna be a long process before, maybe not. Who knows even? You know what? Who knows? Who knows even if it's gonna be a long process to see Putin in Hague or not? But I'm happy. I'm really happy it happened. So